Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and in today's video, I'll be playing on this channel for the first time Terraforming Mars using the new solo Automa mode. And since this is the first time through, I'm going to keep it nice and simple and just stick to the basics. Let's get rolling. Alright, and I am all set up to play a solo game of Terraforming Mars using the new Automa. Now, the first time that I tried to do this, just on my own, I threw in all the expansions that I normally play with. I like to play with Prelude, and I like to play with Colonies. So I tried to do that with this solo Automa, and I was like, well, while I'm at it, I want to try one of the new boards, and I want to give the Automa a corporation, and I found it super overwhelming. That was not a good way for me to start. So then I went back through and brought it all back down to as base level as I could. So this is the original Tharsis board. We're not going to give the Automa any corporations. I've taken out all of the Colonies cards, and I won't be using the Prelude expansion. There might be some Prelude project cards in the deck somewhere, and so the only caveat on those will be if the Automa draws a card with a wild tag, I'll just discard it and draw a new one. But I think it's a good way to learn the new Automa, to just pare it down to as basic as you can like this. And then you can always add more complexity later. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. So this board is set up. The little slide-in piece under this board is specific to each map. So it's set up for the Tharsis map right now. All these clear cubes are on the 0 space of each track. And then the Automa has no corporation. So what we do in this scenario is we start with these special cards. And they are numbered B01 through B08, and the B stands for bonus. So this is the bonus deck. So as you start changing the board or adding corporations or including other expansions, some of these cards will be taken out and replaced with others, and then other cards, just completely different cards, will just be added in as well. So this bonus deck will be a little bit bigger. But if you just go as basic as you can like this, you just start with bonus cards 1 through 8. So I'm going to shuffle them up a little bit. So this is the bonus deck. You'll notice the cards on the back look the same as project cards. I have not looked at my cards yet, but I did take the corporations for myself and made sure that they were only corporations from the original base game, not any of the expansion content. But I dealt myself 3 for some reason. So there's that. Okay, so here's this bonus deck, and we'll put it up here. And now, because we're playing an opponent, we don't put any cities or greeneries on the board at the start of the game. It's like an actual 2-player game with people. So, our Terraform rating starts at 20, and then I am the first player in Generation 1, and we're going to pass this first player marker back and forth. So at the start, I've got 10 project cards here that I haven't seen yet, and 3 corporations that are going to be from the base game. So let's start with the corporations. And why I gave myself 3, I don't know, but here we are. Mining Guild, Ecoline, and Helion. So that's what we're working with. So, building tags, plant tags, and heat. So let's look at the 10 project cards and see what we might want to keep. Now, there are some, like I said, I took all the Colonies cards out, but there may be cards from other, promos. That's the word I'm looking for, promo cards in here. Like I can see this one right off the top of my head is from the Prelude 2 promo pack, which is fine. That's not going to break anything. So let's figure out what corporation I'm going to keep and which cards. Okay, and I think I've picked. So you might call me silly, but I didn't see a clear strategy that I really loved. So I think I'm going to take Helion as the corporation, and I'm going to grab bushes for later. Siberia Systems, hoping that I get something like Mohole or something later that I can copy. And really, I think that's going to be it. I think it's just going to be those. Some of this stuff is pretty cool, but I feel like I might play it if I drew it, but I don't know that I want to pay for it. So this is, I don't know if this is a particularly strong start, but I'm buying 2 cards, so let's grab 36 mega credits. That's what I've got left over. I'm using my wooden player mat today. 3 heat production. So we'll put helium here, and then I can spend heat as money. So my goal, this is my hand down here, my goal is going to be to try and run up this track quickly as much as I can, the temperature track, and then use all that heat production that I hopefully have as money to do other things. And so here's how we set up for the Automa for its round. So we're going to draw the top 3 project cards from the deck, and then the top bonus card from that deck. And then they look the same, so you can't tell them apart. And we're going to shuffle these up a little bit. All right, that's pretty good. So there's 4 cards in here. And now we start the game. So this is the draw deck for the Automa. And so I think I'm going to start. My first action will be, I'm going to spend 8 mega credits. This might be pretty premature, but I'm going to fund an award. And it's going to be the Thermalist. So since I'm using helium, I'm really going to try and do everything I can to push for heat. And so I'm hoping that I'll have the most heat at the end of the game. So now I could take a second action, but I think for now I'm going to pass. So it's the Automa's turn now. So we draw the top card from the deck, and it has 1 tag on it, and it's a science tag. So we just resolve the tags from left to right, one at a time, and just fully resolve each one. So there's only 1 tag, it's a science tag. So what we do is, on this board here, we go down to the science track, we advance the cube 1 time, and the symbol on the space is a little red arrow pointing this way. So that symbol means advance again. And now we're in a blank space. So that is the Automa's turn. So it goes back to me, and I'm going to spend 18, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, yep, mega credits to take a standard project and place an ocean. And I'm going to put that ocean right here to draw 2 cards. So I've placed an ocean. We advance that track there, my terraform rating, and then draw 2 cards. So what do we have? Insulation. So you can reduce heat production to increase mega credit production. I don't think I want to do that. Maybe later. I'll just hold on to it. And then Neptunian Power Consultants. What does that do? So this card, anytime an ocean is placed, you may spend, and when anyone places an ocean, you can spend 5 mega credits and you can use steel. And that allows you to raise your energy production 1 step and add a hydroelectric resource to this card, and then 1 victory point per resource at the end of the game. So I've already placed 1 ocean, but if I did that every time an ocean was placed, that would get me 8 victory points at the end of the game. But it would also cost me 40 mega credits, which is quite a bit. So I don't know that I really love either of those cards, if that helped me at all, but I'll put them there in my hand. They're available. So that was 1 action, and I'm going to pass again. So I'll take 1 action and let it go to the Automa. So we flip the next card. And this one has 2 tags. This has a plant tag and a building tag. So the plant track is down here, so we advance the cube, and that is just a blank space, nothing happens. And then the building track is up at the top. We advance that, and that is also blank, so there's no action on that one either. So it's back to us. But I'm not real jazzed about any of the stuff I've got, so I think I'm just going to pass without taking an action. So I'm done for this generation. So now we continue to go through this deck until it's empty for the Automa. So this is a bonus card. So this one is called Corporate Competition. There's a lot of text on here, but at the top it says, if MarsBot has at least 5 mega credits, which it doesn't, it has no mega credits, resolve the closest funded awards action, so fund an award. If MarsBot takes an action, it loses 5 mega credits. Otherwise, it draws and resolves another bonus card. So because MarsBot has no mega credits, it can't take any of these actions. So it's just going to discard this, and we're going to draw and resolve another bonus card. So this is the discard pile for bonus cards, separate from the other discard pile. So this is Local Neural Instance. And so this card is telling you to place this special tile that comes with the Automa. And there's some special rules about placement. So you want to place this on the board adjacent to no tiles. You do not place it on an edge space, on the edge of the board anywhere. and you do not place it adjacent to any reserved spaces or on reserved spaces. So we don't put it on Noctis City. We don't put it adjacent to Noctis City. We don't put it on oceans. We don't put it adjacent to oceans. So first, let's see what possible spaces this could apply to. So let's get some cubes, and we're just going to mark spaces that would be potentially valid. Okay, so no edge spaces, nothing adjacent to an ocean. So none of these. It could place it there, or many of these spaces. Can't be here because that's adjacent to a tile that exists. These are adjacent to oceans, adjacent to reserve spaces, edge spaces. Nope. No, 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 no. So here's some more options. Could go there. Could go on those spaces. And that's going to be it. That's everywhere it could possibly go. So now we're going to work our way through the tiebreakers. So the tiebreakers in order are, first you pick the space that's adjacent to most ocean tiles. And of course, a restriction of this one is none of these can be adjacent to any oceans, so that doesn't apply. So the next tiebreaker for placing tiles is choose the space with the most bonus icons. So each of these have one icon to draw a card, whereas the rest of them don't. So these are all out. Here we go. So now it's just down to those two spaces. And then the next tiebreaker is we just draw a project card and then count the spaces starting at the top left, working our way right and then down, like reading. So here's what I mean. Draw the card, it's 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the space. So now I'll remove the tiles, place the local neural instance, and then it says to destroy this card. So instead of putting this in the bonus card discard pile, I'm going to put it off to the side here. It's out of the game. It will not come back. Some of these cards will likely come back, but the destroyed ones are done. So this hex does belong to the Automa. It doesn't have like a little space on it to add a cube, but you could put a cube on it if you want. And then at the end of the game, of all the spaces adjacent to the neural instance, any of the spaces that are not mine gain 1 victory point for the Automa. So we can put this in the discard now. So that was Automa's turn, but I have passed for the generation, so we're going to keep going for Automa. Flip the next card. It's a project card, and it has a Jovian tag. So we find the track with the Jovian icon. That's this purple track, and we advance, and then it has the red arrow to advance again, and that space has a floater on it. And if there's a icon for something that you're not using in this game, so we're not using floaters, we're not using Venus Next, then you just skip the action entirely. So now the Automa is out of cards, so the Automa passes as well. So now we move into the production phase, and the Automa doesn't produce anything, so you just have to worry about yourself. So I'm going to get 0 plus 21 mega credits, and I get 3 heat. And now I advance the generation marker to 2, pass the first player token to the Automa over here. We'll put it there. There we go. These project cards can just be discarded. We don't need those anymore. And now we're going to grab, for the research phase, 4 cards for us to consider. And then 3 cards for the Automa again. And we grab 1 card off the top of the bonus deck, and we add it to the Automa's cards, and we're going to mix these up while we look at our 4 cards and decide what we might want to keep. Okay, so these go here. That's the draw deck now for this generation. And so I know I don't want Jovian Embassy, and I don't want Solar Power. I'm definitely taking Arctic Algae. I kind of want Research Outpost, but I just don't know really if I can afford it, or if I'm going to take enough actions to make it worth it. But it does allow you to place a city, which is more valuable, playing against the Automa than playing the original solo mode. Like the ground game is more relevant. So what the heck? I'll get them both. So that's going to be 6 mega credits. So I get 4 back. Just take the 1 here, 5. So these are in my hand as well now. And the Automa goes first. Let's flip this top card. And we got the bonus card first. So this one says Meteor Shower. You must lose 5 plants. if you lost at least 3 plants, or if an effect blocked you losing any plants, destroy this card. So I don't have any plants to lose, and I did not lose at least 3, no effect blocked it, so I'm not going to be able to destroy the card. I'm just going to put it in the bonus card discard pile, so that will likely come back. And now it's my turn, and I think I'm going to play Arctic Algae. That seems like a good one. So that's 12 mega credits. There's 15. Get 3 back. 1, 2, 3. And now anytime any ocean is placed, I gain 2 plants, and immediately I gain 1 plant. There we go. That's just an ongoing passive ability. So I will just pass after 1 action and give it back to the Automa. So we flip over the next card, and we have a building tag. So we advance this building track, and it has a picture of an ocean. So the Automa is going to place an ocean. So when placing an ocean, the Automa first prioritizes placing it to the most adjacent to as many other oceans as it can. So that's going to have to be this spot here. So it places it there. So you raise their TR just like a human player, and then they also gain 2 mega credits. And so we'll just put those here. There's going to be a pile of mega credits here. So that's the only resource that the Automa actually has is mega credits, and that's the only one you interact with. Now an ocean was placed, so my passive ability gives me 2 plants, getting me up to a whopping 3 plants. And I am really not feeling good about this game. I don't think I've got anything I can do. This is a rough start. I wish I had 1 more mega credit. I'd at least do an asteroid, but I'm going to pass for the generation, which feels pretty bad. So let's keep going for the Automa then. Space tag, so we advance this track, has an arrow, so we advance a second time. And this one has no tags. So when a card has no tags, that's considered a failed action, and the Automa just gains 5 mega credits. And now the Automa is out of cards, so it passes as well. So we're going to take these 3 project cards, just put them here in the discard pile. And we can do production, so 21 mega credits, plus 3 more heat. So that should be 6, there we go. And we advance the generation marker past the first player token. And now we get our project cards ready in their research phase. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. Plus a bonus card. So we'll mix these up a little bit. Okay, so that's mixed up. Looking at these cards, I don't want restricted area, and I don't want power supply consortium. I definitely want protected valley, because that gives me a card I can eventually pair with Siberia Systems, because I do need it to have building tags, so I can copy that production box and get another 2 mega credit production out of it. Plus it allows me to place a greenery on an area normally reserved for ocean, which is kind of neat. And then this one could be useful as well. That allows me to turn heat into plants or mega credits. But I'm kind of trying to build up a lot of heat right now, so I think I'll actually let that one go, even though I really like it and kind of want to grab it. So I'm just going to grab this one for 3 mega credits, even though it's very expensive. That's too bad. So I think I'm going to start with Research Outpost for 18. So I'm going to spend 20, get 2 back. And now I can place a city tile next to no other tile. And I'm going to place it right here, which gives me 1 plant. And let's mark it. I think I'm pretty happy with that spot. Now ongoing, whenever I play a card, I pay 1 mega credit less for it. So I hope that adds up over time. So now I'll let the Automa go. And we have no tags here, so that's a failed action. So Automa gains 5 mega credits, so I'll just trade this 5 for a 10. And back to me. And I am still of the opinion that this is looking absolutely terrible. I think I want to save up my mega credits rather than try and get some more cards out. I could get Neptunian Power Consultants out, but that card's only useful if you have another 5 mega credits left, and it would cost me all my mega credits to be able to get it out there. So it's of no use to me right now anyway. So I'm better off just holding on to the mega credits and making hopefully better choices in the next generation. So I'm going to pass and let the Automa keep going. And so we've got the bonus card, and it is lobbyists. So you just check, there's different conditions on here, and just the first one that you qualify for, that's what you do. So first, if the temperature global parameter is 1 to 2 steps away from a bonus step or completion, MarsBot raises the temperature 2 steps and destroys this card. We are 1, 2, 3 steps away from the next bonus, so it's not going to do that. Next, if the oxygen global parameter is 1 to 2 steps away from a bonus or completion, Mars places a greenery tile, raises oxygen 2 steps, and destroys the card. So that's also not the case. 3, if there is a space reserved for oceans adjacent to 2 oceans, MarsBot places an ocean tile. Again, that is not a condition we meet. So part 4, MarsBot raises oxygen 1 step, places an ocean, or raises temperature 1 step, whichever is furthest from being complete. So that's going to be temperature. So temperature goes up 1 step, and TR goes up for MarsBot, and the card is not destroyed, so this goes into the discard pile. And now we've already passed, so we need to keep going for MarsBot. So we draw, and we're going to advance the building track. That's a blank space. Draw again. 2 tags. First the power tag. So we go up 1, and that symbol means to give the Automa 3 terraform rating. So it's up to 25. And now we go up the building track. And that is a blank space. And now the MarsBot Automa passes. And I am just getting wrecked. But we'll do some production, so I gain another 21 mega credits. And 3 heat. And we're going to pass the first player token and advance the generation marker to 4. These project cards are discarded, and we'll give ourselves 4 new ones for the research phase, and 3 for the MarsBot, plus a new bonus card, and shuffle these up. Okay, so what do we want to do with these project cards? And so I'm seeing a lot of plant stuff going on. I kind of wish I had grabbed Ecoline now. All 3 of these would go pretty great together, but I wouldn't be able to play any of them for a while in order to make the most use of this one. Like it's going to have to be played after this one, and I can't do that until there's 5 oceans. Like this is some pretty long-term stuff, and I feel like I need immediate gains. You know what? Forget it. Let's do it. Let's spend 9 mega credits. We'll get rid of this. Grab all 3 of these. It's a terrible decision, but let's give it a shot. So I got a lot of cards in my hand, and I don't feel like I can really play hardly any of them. But while I think about that, the MarsBot's going to take a turn because they're the first player. So we got the bonus card right away, which is Expedited Construction. So this says, if a city tile can be placed adjacent to 2 or more greenery or ocean tiles, MarsBot places a city there and destroys this card. Otherwise, no effect. So a city tile could be placed here adjacent to those 2 oceans, so MarsBot will do just that. And that will gain them 4 mega credits. So we'll just trade this 1 for a 5. And we'll mark it with the MarsBot's color. And then this card is destroyed, so that will not be coming back. And now it's our turn. And I'll play Protected Valley. I'd like to get that one out there. So that one costs 23, but I get a 1 mega credit discount, so 22. And now my mega credit production goes up 2 steps. That should help. And then I place a greenery on an area reserved for ocean. And I would like to place it here, which would get me 2 plants. So that gets me up to 6 plants. And let's mark it and raise the oxygen 1 step, and then my terraform rating 1 step. So now I feel like I did something useful. It's been a while since I could claim that. And so now I've got 2 plant tags in play. I only need to get 1 more plant tag in play to make this card worth playing. And this one, I've got 2 of them. This one requires a temperature of -10 or higher. So that's not going to be for a while. And this one requires 5 oceans. So yeah, it's still going to be a little bit before I can get this into play. So let's let MarsBot take a turn. And we've got an Earth tag on this one. So that is this track right here. So we advance it, and it has a city icon. So they're going to place another city. So first it wants to be placed adjacent to as much existing greenery as possible. And so the only possible place that it could, there's only one greenery, and the only way it could be placed there is right here. So that's where it's going to go. There are 2 icons there, but it can't have plants, so it just gets 2 more mega credits. They don't even really need to be mega credits. It's just generic resources. Like all its resources are one thing. So it gets 2 resources because there's 2 icons there. And we'll mark the city. There we go. And now it's back to us again. And I don't have much I can do. The only thing I can really do is spend 8 heat to raise the temperature, but I don't want to be 1 space away from that bonus and let the MarsBot get the bonus. I would rather get the bonus myself. So I'm going to pass and let MarsBot keep going. So we have an Earth tag and then a space tag. So the Earth tag goes this track and it's blank, and then the space tag is this track, and when you know it, MarsBot raises the temperature. So I'm glad I didn't just lose that bonus production. So now MarsBot goes again, and it's the building track, and so it gains 2 terraform rating. And now the MarsBot passes as well because it's out of cards, so these get discarded. I do production, so I get 22 plus 2 is 24. Let's just do 25 and pay 1 back. And then 3 more heat. And now we advance the generation marker to 5, pass the first player token, do the research phase. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 for MarsBot. Plus a bonus card off the top of the deck. And mix these together. Okay, there's the draw deck. So Mangrove is neat, but it's like forever before I can play that. AI Central would be good, but I can't pay the cost, and I don't have the science tags, so we'll forget that. So Mohole Lake. And this bottom part is really good. I don't have any reason to do that top part to add microbes or animals to other cards. And the card costs 31. I would have to pay 30, plus 3 to acquire, it would be 33. I get to do an ocean and a temperature bump. And an ocean, standard price is 18, and temperature is 14. So that's a cost of 32. And I said this would cost me 33, and it gets me 3 more plants on top of it. So it's 1 mega credit worth 3 plants. I mean, I guess it is, yeah. And then this one seems more immediately useful. I could gain the 1 power production or energy production and raise the temperature 1 step. And this does have a building tag, so I could copy that production box later with this. I don't know, so I don't feel like I'm making very good purchasing decisions, but I'm taking both of these. And then we're the first player. And so I guess I'll play this. Deep well heating, 13, so it'll cost me 12. So here's 20, I get 8 back. So I can raise my energy production 1 step, raise the temperature 1 step. So that makes my terraform rating go up, and my heat production goes up. So there we go. So these are both building tags that I could theoretically copy with this card here. So let's let MarsBot take a turn. And we got the bonus card first. So this one is overachievement. If MarsBot claims a milestone if able, then destroys this card. So let's look at these default milestones. So the first 3 work as normal. Terraformer, it needs a terraform rating of 35, which it does not have. For Mayor, it needs to have 3 cities on the board. And for Gardener, it would need 3 greeneries, so it doesn't have that. For Builder, rather than have 8 building tags, it needs to have reached space 8 on the building track, and it is currently at space 5. And then for Planner, it must have reached space 4 on every track, and it has not done that either. So it does not qualify for any milestones. So the next thing that it says, if you can't do that, if it's the 6th generation or later, and it is not, then MarsBot would fund an award. And then destroy the card. So we can't do that either. So then the last suggestion, or the last note, is MarsBot gains 5 mega credits. So we'll just put 5 back and gain a 10. And this goes in the discard pile rather than the destroyed pile. And so for my turn, I kind of want to stay in it, but I don't want to spend the heat. So I think I'm going to sell a patent, and this insulation is going to go away. So that was a waste. But I gain 1 mega credit back. So I've got 10 mega credits now, and I've taken an action, so MarsBot can go again. 3 tags on this one. So first is a science tag. So that goes up twice because it had an arrow, and now it places a city. The MarsBot places a city. So it wants to be adjacent to as much existing greenery as possible, but that's there's no way for it to do that. So then adjacent to the most ocean tiles possible, and it doesn't have a way to be adjacent to any oceans either. So now it just wants to be on the space with the most bonus icons. There's only a handful of options for that. So let's get some cubes here. So 2 bonus icons there. 2, 2, 2. I guess everywhere where there's 2. 2 there. This was more spots than I realized. 2, 2, and 2. Those can't be cities because they're already adjacent to cities. So out of all those spots, it's going to go to space number 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That one there. And there's 2 icons on it, so it gains 2 resources. So get rid of 3 and make it a 5. And that was just the science track. So now the space track is this one, and that's blank. And then the power track is this one, and those are floaters, so that doesn't do anything. And I'm just going to clean up my mega credits a little bit, but I think I'm going to pass, even though I could spend heat. Again, I don't want to bring the MarsBot to within striking range of taking that heat production. So I will pass, and MarsBot can keep going for the generation. So we've got a space tag. So MarsBot is going to place an ocean now, and it would like to be adjacent to as many other oceans as possible. So it's going to take this spot, which has 1 icon on it, so it gains 1 resource, goes up in TR, and then it's adjacent to an ocean, so it's also 2 resources. And because an ocean was placed, I gain 2 plants, but of course I've passed for the generation, so even though I've got 8 plants, I cannot place a greenery this generation. And then the event tag is here, so we go up 1 space, and that's an arrow, so we go up another space, and it's blank. And we've passed, so MarsBot goes again, and it's another, man, I would have liked both these cards too, another space tag and event tag. So this space tag is going to have MarsBot place another city, and so it wants to be adjacent to as many ocean tiles as it can, and it can do that right here. So it's adjacent to 1 ocean tile. So it gets 2 resources for that, and let's mark the city. And then the event tag will have it place an ocean. And so it's going to want to place in one of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one of those 5 oceans. So let's take a look. Number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That ocean right there. So 2 resources to MarsBot for the 2 plant icons that were there. And then also 2 plants to me because an ocean was placed. And these can be discarded before I forget what they are. And that is it for MarsBot. MarsBot passes too. That was a pretty good turn for MarsBot, pretty not good for me. So let's do production. I get 23 mega credits plus another 2, so that's really 25. And 1 energy and 4 heat. We'll move the generation marker up to 6, pass the first player token, and these get discarded. And let's go into the research phase. 1, 2, 3, 4 for us, 3 for MarsBot, 1 bonus card. Mix these up a little. Okay. And what do we want? We want this comet and nothing else. So we'll get rid of these. Pay 3 mega credits for the comet card. We got to start, like playing some of these cards, not just buying them. So MarsBot goes first. And it is a building tag, so we go up once on that track, raises the temperature. And now it's our turn. So let's start. Let's start by playing Comet, I think. Just 21, so it'll cost me 20. And so we raise the temperature 1 step. And that raises my heat production up to 5. Place an ocean. And let's put it here and get 2 mega credits and 1 plant. And TR. And remove up to 3 plants from any player. So these generic resources can be treated as anything. So let's take this this 10 and turn it into 7. So we've removed 3 plants. So that's it for Comet. And for my next action, let's spend 5, 6, 7, 8 heat to raise the temperature. Let's start pushing that now. So that goes up again. 1 more TR, and now MarsBot goes. And we've got the bonus card. So this is Research and Development. MarsBot draws and resolves a project card from the project deck. Okay, so we've got a Jovian tag and a space tag. Now this gets discarded. So the Jovian tag is this track here. So MarsBot is going to raise the temperature. And the space tag is here, and that has a Venus icon on it. And we're not playing with Venus next, so we don't have to worry about that. So it's back to us now. And how much heat do we have? 2, 4, 6, 8. We've got 8 more. Let's spend it to raise the temperature again to -14. And let me count this real quick. There's one there, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so when I placed that last ocean, I didn't give myself my 2 plants. So let's grab those real quick. Okay, and so for my second action, I'm going to spend 8 plants, which I did already have, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So spend 8 plants to place a greenery. And where do I want to do that? Surely right here to get 2 mega credits, or I'm sorry, 2 plants and 4 mega credits. So let's grab 2 plants, 4 mega credits, we'll grab 5, pay back 1. And let's mark it, raise the oxygen 1 step, and then my TR. All right, so that was 2 actions. Back to MarsBot. Event. So we advance the event track, and the MarsBot places a greenery. So when it places a greenery, it wants to be adjacent to as many of its own cities as possible, while as few of mine. So that's going to be this space right here, adjacent to 2 of its cities. It's next to an ocean, so it gets 2 resources. There we go. And we need to mark it, raise the oxygen 1 step, TR. And we've got 5 oceans out now, so I'm going to play algae. For 10 minus 1 is 9. And so it requires 5 ocean tiles, gain 1 plant, and raise your plant production 2 steps, up to 2. Okay, that's good. And for my next action, I'm going to spend 8 plants to place another greenery. And I'll put that here to gain 1 plant and 2 mega credits. And let's mark it, raise the oxygen and my TR. And so now we're back to MarsBot. Takes a turn. That's the building track. And this icon means it's going to look for a milestone again. And so the only milestone it qualifies for is mayor. It has 4 cities. So it gets to get that milestone. And now I think I'm going to pass, but I'm going to clean up my cubes a little bit. 5 of those, 5, so that's 10. Okay, so MarsBot is passed. I am also going to pass. So now we do production, and I'm going to get 29 plus 2 is 31 mega credits. And energy turns into heat. I'm getting 2 plants, 1 more energy, and 5 heat. I advance the generation marker up to 7, pass the 1 player token, and deal out cards for the research phase. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. This is the last bonus card, so we add it into this deck. And then next generation, we will need to shuffle up that bonus deck and make a new one. Okay, so let's put these cards here. These can be discarded. And here's an easy decision for me. I'm going to pass on all of these. Not buy any project cards. Probably should have been doing that many more times throughout the game, but that's okay. So I think I'm finally going to play Siberius Systems. So it costs 16, minus 1 is 15. And I raise my steel production 1 step, and then I copy the production boxes from 2 cards that I've played with building tags. And so I have 2 cards with building tags with production boxes, so I copy both of those. So this one is 2 mega credit production, so I get that. And this one is 1 energy production, so I get that. And now I can cover these back up. And so I think I am going to just take the 1 action and pass it over to MarsBot. So we've got 3 tags, starting with the Jovian. So we move this up, which then says to advance again, and then it says to evaluate 4 milestones. So it's not at 35 terraform rating. It does not have 3 greeneries. Its building track is at 7, not 8. And then for planner, it has not reached the 4th space of every track yet. So it cannot do any of the milestones. So it's a failed action, and it just grabs 5 resources. Next is the space tag. So we go up, and it's milestone again. So we just evaluated it. We know we can't do it. So another failed action. And then the city track is this one, and that is blank. So now it's back to me, and I'm going to sell this patent for Neptunian Power Consult. Was that consultants? That was a stupid buy. That was dumb. So I get 1 mega credit back. So what's that bring me up to? 25, 6, 7, 8. I've got 4 cards in my hand down here. So let's let MarsBot go again. And we have the bonus card. So this is invasive species. You must lose 1 animal or 1 microbe, highest scoring if you have multiple. If you are playing with Venus Next or colonies, MarsBot gains 2 mega credits and 1 floater, otherwise gains 5 mega credits. So I don't have any animals or microbes to lose, but it still gets the 5 mega credits, and then this goes into the discard pile. Whoops, I just took out a whole city. And so the turn goes back to me. What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to use Helian's ability. I'm going to spend some heat as mega credits, and I'm going to play Mohole Lake. So that one costs 31, and I've got 25, 6, 7, 8, and I get 1 discount. So I only need 2 mega credits. You know what, I'm going to swap that out, though. I'm going to play my other 31 mega credit card. So I still need 25, 6, 7, 8. I need 2, so I'm going to spend 2 heat. I'll take this 5, turn it into 3. And this is all spent. All right. Nitrogen-rich asteroid. So I raise my terraform rating 2 steps, and then raise the temperature 1 step. And then I have 3 plant tags, 1, 2, and 3, so I can raise my plant production 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 6. So I think that was the right thing to do. So it's back to MarsBot. Ooh, giant ice asteroid. That's a good one. Too bad I didn't get it. So the space tag makes the temperature go up 1 step to -10. And the event tag has an arrow, so then we go up again, and it's a couple of floaters, so we can ignore those. And I can't do anything else, so I pass. It goes back to MarsBot. It is 1 science tag, so we go up on this track, and that is blank. So that's the end. MarsBot passes. So those can go away. I do production, so I've got 32 plus 4 is 36 mega credits. 1 steel, 6 plants. Energy turns into heat, and then I gain 2 energy and 5 heat. Now the generation marker goes up to 8. We pass the first player token, and let's grab some project cards. So here's 2. I need to start grabbing from here. 3, 4. Here are 3 project cards for MarsBot, and then we need to shuffle up this discard pile of bonus cards. And there are only 6 of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, because 2 were destroyed the first time through. So there's fewer of them. There we go. Take the top one off the deck, mix it up with these. See, it's not too bad to run once we get going. And let's figure out what it is I'm going to buy here, if anything. And it's going to be just small asteroid. Let's get rid of these 3. I guess we can just start making another discard stack so the pile's not too high. All right, so 3 mega credits to add small asteroid to my hand. And MarsBot goes first. Let's flip over this first card. No tags, that's just 5 mega credits for a failed action. So I am next. So I'll do Mohole Lake now. So it's going to cost 31, minus 1 is 30, and I've got a steal, so that's going to cost 28. So let's grab 30, and I get 2 back. All right, so I gain, first place an ocean tile, like that. You know what, let's go here and get the 2 titanium. And raise my TR. And then raise temperature 1 step to -8, and raise my TR again. So I've caught up to MarsBot on the TR, and then gain 3 plants. 1, 2, 3. And I placed an ocean, so I gain another 2 plants. So I could probably consolidate some of these cubes. All right, that was pretty good. That'll just sit there. And now I think I'll spend 5, 6, 7, 8 plants to place a greenery. And where do I want to put the greenery? Well, we've got to go here. Get 2 plants. Placement bonus plus 2 mega credits for being adjacent to the ocean. And then we will mark this, raise the oxygen, and raise my terraform rating. And now it's MarsBot's turn. That was 2 actions for me. We have science and microbe. So the science tag will have MarsBot placing a greenery tile, and they're going to want that to be adjacent to as many of their own cities as possible while being not adjacent to mine. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options for that. And the first tiebreaker is the space adjacent to most oceans, and there are none. But the second tiebreaker is the space with the most icons. And there are 2 of those. 1, 2 that have 2 icons. So we're going to draw a card for the tiebreaker. 11. So odds even. So it's going to be that space there. So let's place this. There's 2 icons. So that's 2 resources. We mark the space, raise the oxygen and the TR. And then we resolve the microbe tag, which is going to be this bottom track, and that is a blank space. And then I was not using my head. Let's spend, 2, 4, 6, 7. We'll use a heat. 8 to fund another milestone. I should have grabbed Gardener a while ago, but we're both at Terraform rating 35 now, so I'm going to claim Terraformer. There we go. So this has been spent. So that was 1 action. And we'll let MarsBot go ahead. So let's flip 1 over. And there's 1 tag. It's a building tag. And so MarsBot is going to place a greenery, and I was kind of hoping that would happen, actually. So based off the calculus we just did, it's going to be this space here. There are 2 icons. So it gains 2 resources. Marks the space. Raises the oxygen. And then TR. So now it's back to me. Now I will spend 8 greeneries, or 8 plants on 1 greenery. And I'll go here. I gain 1 steel and 2 mega credits. And let's mark it. And that raises the oxygen once, which raises the temperature once. So my terraform rating goes up twice. And let's let MarsBot go again. And this is the bonus card. And this is research and development. MarsBot draws and resolves a project card from the project deck. So we have fish. It's an animal tag, so that's going to be this track down here. So placing another greenery. Got greenery happy real fast. So that's going to go here. So that's one resource, and we mark it. One oxygen, one terraform rating. And this can go here. This is discarded now, so MarsBot is passing for the rest of the generation. And do I want to do anything else? And I think yes. I'm going to spend 6 heat plus 2 mega credits to fund or claim the last milestone. I'm going to get Gardener before MarsBot does. And now I'm out of things I can do, so I pass as well. So let's go to production. I'm at 37 plus 4. So that's 41 mega credits. And 1 steel. 6 plants. Energy turns into heat, and I get 2 energy. And then 5 heat. Now we advance the generation marker to 9. Pass the first player token, and let's do the research phase. Okay, so I almost wanted strip mine until I looked at the price. I thought maybe I could use it to fund miner. So we're not doing that. I'm not doing ants. I'm not doing research coordinator. So these will all go away. But I will buy crash site cleanup for 3. Let's spend 10, get 7 back. And I am the first player this turn. Oh, but you know what? I am sorry. Let's take those 3 mega credits back. I am not buying this card because the intent was that I'd play it after Small Asteroid, but it was going to give me metals for Miner, which was going to go with the other card that I didn't buy. So I didn't want that after all. Okay, so I didn't buy any cards. So I'm first player. What am I going to do? I'm actually going to do a standard project, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, to place an ocean. So let's do that right here. I gain 2 mega credits and 2 plants plus 2 more is 4 plants. So there's 2 icons there. And so now my TR goes up. Okay, that was pretty nice. And then in a somewhat odd, I think, turn of events, I'm going to do a standard project to build a city for 25. So there's 20 and 5. So my mega credit production goes up by 1, and I'm going to put a city right here. So I get 1 plant and 6 mega credits. 1 plant, 6 mega credits for ocean adjacency. And the reason that I'm doing that is because I really need to get down here and surround this thing so I'm not losing 6 victory points at the end. So I kind of needed to place something somewhere near here, and I might as well get the mega credits while I can. So now it is MarsBot's turn. Science tag and then a building tag. So the science track, this one, blank, building track, fund an award. So it's going to fund whichever award it's ahead of me by the most. So we need to evaluate each award that's not currently funded. So landlord is having the most tiles. So MarsBot's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's ahead by 3. Let's just do this from memory. It's ahead by 3. Mega credit production for me is at 5, and to figure that out for MarsBot, you use the sum of the building and event track spaces. So the building track is at 9, and event is at 6. So 9 plus 6 is 15. So it's ahead of me by 10. That's not looking good. For the scientist track, I have got 1 science tag, whereas on the science track, the MarsBot is at 7. So it's ahead of me by 6. And then for the miner, you look at the space track and add 5 to it. So it's at 9 plus 5 is 14. That's trouble too. Well, it's at 14, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's ahead by 10. So it's not going to be scientist, it's not going to be landlord. It's either going to be banker or miner because it's ahead of me by 10 on each. And the tiebreaker is just whichever is the leftmost. So that is banker. So banker is funded as an award. And now it's back to me. So I think I'll spend 8 plants to place a granary. And I'll go ahead and place that right here. So I get 2 mega credits for being adjacent to the ocean. And mark it, raise the oxygen, and raise my TR. So now I've covered one of the 6 spaces around this local neural instance. And let's let MarsBot go ahead and see what it does. So we've got Meteor Shower. You must lose 5 plants. If you lost at least 3 plants, or if an effect blocked you from losing any plants, destroy this card. So I'm losing 3. So the card is destroyed. This one will not come back again. Still kind of a bummer, though. So I guess now would be a decent time. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. To play bushes, which cost 10. I get 1 discount. So there's the 9. You need temperature of at least negative 10, which we've passed. So I can increase my plant production 2 steps and gain 2 plants. Like so. And let's let MarsBot go again. So the science track goes up 1, and MarsBot gains 2 TR. And then the microbe track goes up 1, and that is a blank track, or a blank space, so nothing happens. And so back to me, I think I will spend 8 heat to raise the temperature 1 step. Go up to there. And back to MarsBot. Building. So the building track goes up 1, and MarsBot is going to build yet another city. And it wants to be adjacent to as much existing greenery as possible. So really the only options are here, adjacent to 2 greenery tiles. This one's adjacent to 2, and this one's adjacent to 2. And of those 3 spaces, none of them is adjacent to an ocean, but one of them has the most bonus icons, and that's going to be this space right here. So let's put a city tile there. 2 icons means 2 resources, and mark that like so. Okay, so now the MarsBot is done for this generation, and I am too. So we're going to go into production. I am at 40 plus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 45. I get 1 steel. 8 plants. That's nice. Energy turns into heat, and I gain 2 energy and 5 heat. Now I move the generation marker up to 10, pass the first player token to MarsBot. These cards can be discarded. And let's do the research phase. And this will be quick for me. I don't want any of these. So MarsBot can take its first turn for the generation. It's got a Jovian tag and then a space tag. So Jovian is this track, nothing happens. Space is this track, also nothing happens. So now it's my turn. And I will start by playing Small Asteroid for 10 minus 1 is 9. And the temperature goes up 1 step. And then I can remove up to 2 plants from any player, so 2 resources here. We'll put that event face down, and for my second action, I'm going to spend 5, 6, 7, 8 heat to raise the temperature again. And that allows me to place an ocean, so let's raise the TR once for the heat and once for the ocean. Oh, and I did something silly previously. Let's rectify that real quick. I wanted to use this titanium, so I should have spent 6 there, so I should have 6 mega credits left. before I forget. All right, so let's place that ocean here. I gain 2 mega credits for that, and 2 plants as well. And we already raised the TR, and then I also get 2 plants for that. Okay, so that's pretty good. Back to the MarsBot, because that was 2 turns, or 2 actions for me. And we have lobbyists. So this is the long one again. Let's start at the top of the list. If the temperature global parameter is 1 to 2 steps away from a bonus or completion, it's not. Let's check the next one. If the oxygen global parameter is within 1 to 2 steps of a bonus step or completion, no. If there is a space reserved for oceans adjacent to ocean tiles, no, also not the case. So we're going to do the next criteria. MarsBot raises oxygen, places an ocean, or raises temperature, whichever is furthest from being completed. It's not oceans because there's only one of those left. Oxygen is 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. Temperature is 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. And the tiebreaker is just it prioritizes oxygen and then oceans and then temperature. So oxygen goes up, and so I assume its TR goes up as well. And now this gets discarded. The card is not destroyed. So back to me. And this is kind of painful, but I'm going to spend 20 mega credits to fund the Landlord Award, which I am currently losing, but I don't want the MarsBot to fund an award. Well, you know what? It's kind of far from doing that, actually, looking at his tracks. So let's maybe not do that. But if I had to fund an award, I'd want to do that one because I'm losing, but I'm closest on that one. And so I think I've got a decent chance of beating it just by building greeneries. But I guess I don't need to do it right now. So let's take a different action. And you know what? Greenery sounds like a good idea. Let's spend 8 plants, 1, 2, 3, and 5 to place a greenery. And let's try and surround this this neural tile here. So let's place it here. So I'm adjacent to an ocean. So I gain 2 mega credits for that. We'll mark it and advance oxygen and raise TR. And let's consolidate this a little bit. So I've got 6 plants, so I can't quite do that again. So instead, I'll spend 23 on a standard greenery project. Do it that way. I'm going to put it here. MarsBot will get a point for that, but I'll get 1 for the greenery plus another for the city. So I'll be up net 1 point, and I get 2 plants, which then I can use for another greenery. So let's mark it, and oxygen goes again, and I get another TR. So that's 2 actions. Now it's the MarsBot, science track, and then building track. So science track, it wants to fund a milestone, but it can't. That's a failed action, so it gets 5 mega credits. And then the building track, it says to move the space track up 1. So we move that up 1, and it gets 3 TR. And now it's back to me. And I will spend these 8 plants, 5, 6, 7, 8, to build another greenery. I'll go right here, and that gets me 2 mega credits for being adjacent to the ocean. We'll mark it, raise the oxygen, so oxygen is full or complete. TR goes up 1 step. And looking at the tracks, I think it's pretty close to placing an ocean, and I'd rather do that myself. So 10, 15, 16, 17, 18 for a standard project. Let's place an ocean, and that's the last one. So we'll place it, I guess, here, and I get 2 mega credits and 1 plant. And then I also get an additional 2 plants because of my Arctic Algae card. So that was 2 actions. Back to MarsBot. Power and space. So the power track advances the temperature track. And the space track is place an ocean. So that's a failed action now. It gains 5 resources instead. And MarsBot won't take any more actions this generation. But I don't think I'll take any actions either. So let's discard these. And we'll do production. So where am I? 46. And another 5. So got a fair amount of resources here. I get 1 steel. 8 plants again. It's a nice round number. Energy turns into heat, and I gain 2 energy and 5 heat. And now we advance the generation marker to 11 and pass the first player token. So let's do the research phase, grab some cards. Okay. Three cards plus a bonus for the MarsBot. Looking at the ones that I drew, none of those seem very good. So I don't think I'll be buying any. I'll just be focusing on standard projects. I do want to try and end the game either this generation or the next for scoring purposes. Here we go. Although I think I would be a little better off if I made this go one more generation. I think the extra production would help me. So that being the case, I'll start by doing what I was going to do before. I'll spend 20 mega credits to fund this landlord award, and then I will spend 8 plants to place a greenery, and I'll do that right here. And that's not going to raise oxygen, so it won't raise terraform rating either. But it helps me with landlord. It gets me 1 point for the greenery, 1 point for being adjacent to the city. So overall, I still think a good move. So now it's time for MarsBot microbe. So we're going to go up here. And so the MarsBot is also going to place a greenery tile. And so that is going to go right here. So it's 1 resource on the space, plus it's adjacent to an ocean, so 2 more resources. And we'll mark it. And no oxygen, so no TR for MarsBot either. So I think I'm going to keep going with this standard greenery project. So 23 mega credits, place a greenery tile, and I'm going to place it here. So I get a plant for the placement bonus, plus 4 mega credits for the ocean adjacencies, and I get to mark it, and that'll be worth a few points for me. And I'm a little bit ahead now on this landlord award, which is good. And so I'll let the MarsBot go again. Let's see, it's got invasive species, so you must lose 1 animal or 1 microbe. I don't have any of those. Otherwise, it gains 5 mega credits or resources. All right, so back to me. And I may have made a mistake buying cloud seeding. I think I'm going to sell this patent for 1 mega credit and then let MarsBot go again. So we've got blank. So it just gains 5 mega credits. Back to me again. And I think I will spend 14 mega credits. So there's 15. I get 1 back on the standard asteroid. So I'll raise the temperature 1 step for that extra TR and pass it back to MarsBot, which has an Earth tag. So it's going to go up this track and get 3 TR. So we're all tied up. And then the MarsBot won't take any more actions. And it doesn't look like I will either. So we're going to go into production. So it's going to be 52 mega credits for me. And 1 steel. 8 more plants. Energy turns into heat. Gain 2 more energy. 5 more heat. Raise the generation marker to 12 and pass the first player token. I really want to end it this 12th generation. So let's go into research. And none of those are looking useful to me. So I think I'm going to pass on buying any of those cards. Okay. So these will get discarded. Also these 3. And MarsBot is first in generation 12. And we've got the bonus card. It's overachievement. MarsBot claims a milestone if able, and it's not. If it's the 6th generation or later, MarsBot funds an award, which it can't. And then lastly, if it can't do any of those things, it just gains 5 resources. So we'll discard that. So what are we up to here on the resources? 10, 20, 30, 4. That's 80. Sorry, I know how to count. 84. I think the last time I played it was at 100. So I'm doing a little better, I guess, even though it feels like I'm doing terribly. We'll have to see how this all turns out. So I think I'm going to take 2 actions. I'm going to spend 14 mega credits, And then for my second action, spend 14 mega credits. So I'm taking the standard action of asteroid twice to raise the temperature 2 times. So my TR goes up twice, and this is the last generation now. So back to MarsBot. All right, 3 tags. That's more tags than I want. The first one would raise the temperature. Can't do that. The second one, city. Build a city that's adjacent to the most greenery tiles possible. That's not my favorite, so it's going to go here, leeching off some of my greeneries. And then it still has the building track, which would be place an ocean. It can't do that, so it's a failed action. So as we start getting into the later generations, there's more and more failed actions, and that's how it starts to build up a bunch of points at the end, so we got to be cautious of that. So it's back to me, and I'm going to spend 8 plants, 5, 6, 7, 8, to do another greenery. And I'm going to go, actually, I guess I'll go here. Gain 1 plant and 4 mega credits for ocean adjacency. And let's kick it back to MarsBot, see what happens. Event. So this is going to go up 1, and then it's an arrow, so it goes up again, and it's ocean placement, which it can't do, so it gains 5 resources. And I don't have a ton of options. I'm just going to do 1 more standard greenery for 23 mega credits. And I'm going to place it here to cover up that space near the neural instance. And back to the MarsBot. Building track. That is a blank space. So the MarsBot is done. Back to me. But I think I am done too. So now we go to production for the last time. I'm at 49 plus 5 is 54. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. 54 mega credits. Another steel. 8 more plants. And how many plants do we have here? 5. And energy turns into heat. Gain 2 more energy and 5 more heat. So now in player order, we can place greeneries 1 more time. And so for MarsBot, if the next space on any track is a greenery, it places that greenery and then advances the track. So the building track has a greenery, so it's going to advance and place 1. And that's going to go here. And this might be a real problem. And then this track, also a greenery, the Power and Jovian track. So where's it going to put another one? It's going to go here. And it's going to gain 1 resource. Oop. Yowza. And then it has 1 more track, this bottom one, 1 more greenery. So where is this one going to go? Oops. So it's going to go either here, here, or here, and the tiebreaker would just be drawing a card, but none of it is relevant to me. I guess it could go here as well. Yeah, none of it makes any difference at all. So I'll put it in the first spot. Who cares? It's all the same. Okay, so now that part's done, I can place some greeneries, and I've got 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm only going to be able to place 1 more greenery. So where do I want that last one to go? I guess here. That'll net me more points than it'll net MarsBot. I get 2 mega credits as well. And that's it. So it's time for scoring. So let's start with the awards, I think. And we'll just go in order here. So landlord is first. So how many... Oh boy, how many tiles do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And MarsBot has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh my goodness, by the skin of my teeth. So that's 5 victory points for me. Next one is Banker, and that one's a joke. So my mega credit production is at 5, and the MarsBot is the sum of its building and event tracks. So 14 plus 8. So yeah, it's going to be more than 5. So 5 victory points for MarsBot on that one. And then Thermalist is most heat. So for MarsBot, that is its power track plus 5. So its power track is here. So that is at 10 plus 5 is 15. And I have 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So that's me. So I'm glad I did fund that Landlord Award. That helped me out. Next is Milestones. So there's one of those for MarsBot. And 2 of those for me. Pulling away a little bit. Now let's do the game board. So let's do the greeneries first, and we'll start with MarsBot. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 greeneries. And I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, start over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that goes from here to 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And we'll do cities next. This will be a problem for me. So we'll do MarsBot's cities. So 1, 2. This one is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Ouch, 18's a lot. So from 65, oh my gosh, tied with me. And now my cities, I get 1, 2, 3, plus 6, so I get 9. 92. This is not going to be good. So let's check my cards for victory points. MarsBot does not do this part. I don't know that I have any. I don't get any victory points from cards. That's going to be a problem. So now we look at this tile, and any of the surrounding tiles that are not mine, it gets a victory point. So it gets 1 point for that. And now this is the part where it's going to win. How many resources does it have left over? It's got 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. That's funny. That's exactly what I said it had last time too. So there's a reference card here with a column for the base game, which we're using, and then a different column for preludes. So for the base game, it says if you finish in generation 12 or sooner, MarsBot gets 1 victory point for every 8 mega credits. And then the longer the game goes, the more victory points it gets. Or I guess it's one victory point, but for fewer and fewer credits, down to 1 victory point per credit. So, if I finished in generation 19 right now, this would be another 100 points, 100 victory points for MarsBot, which would be a problem. But it's going to be 1 VP for every 8 mega credits, and I've got 100 mega credits here. So it's going to be 12 more victory points. 1, 2, 12. And that's it. So with a score of 96 to 92, the MarsBot Automa just beat me, and I still feel pretty good about it. The last time I played, it was pretty close in score like this too. I had won, but I was right around 100. MarsBot was maybe a little bit lower. I want to say like 93. So it's, I don't know, for my small sample size, pretty consistent with this setup. Felt like I didn't play very well. I don't want to blame the cards, but they sure didn't go with the corporation that I picked. I definitely should have gone with Ecoline because I had much more of a plant strategy as I went. I was really hoping for something like Mohole with this and just didn't see it, but that's okay. But I hope this at least made the MarsBot Automa make sense to you. This was a really helpful way for me to play, to learn how to use it, and then you can always start adding modules in, and that's what I intend to do in the future on this channel. I'll play this with different maps. I'll play it with Prelude. That's pretty easy to add in, and then I will start adding in colonies, and I'll start adding in corporations for the MarsBot as well. So if that is something that sounds interesting to you, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss those videos. And if you like this one, let me know by leaving a like and leaving some comments to tell me what you think. And of course, if you think you know somebody else who would enjoy this video, please feel free to share it with them so they can have a good time too. But that is it for this video on Table for One. Thank you so much for watching. I had an awesome time, and I hope you did too, and I'll see you in the next video.